At least 19 lives are confirmed lost after a powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck the southern Philippines. That's the strongest to hit the country this year. Some reports put the toll higher. More than 100 people are also injured amid damage to infrastructure. Tsunami warnings not just for the coastal Philippines but also for neighboring countries. Although those warnings were later lifted, authorities warn against returning too soon to buildings that could still collapse in aftershocks. The epicenter of the earthquake was 13 kilometers southwest of General Santos city on the island of Mindanao. Search and rescue underway in hard-hit General Santos. Hospitals and health centers also activating crisis protocols. And Mariejo Ramos is covering the story for CNN. She is live from Metro Manila. Mariejo, walk us through the scale of the impact in the Philippine South.
Authorities are still assessing the full extent of the devastation caused by the magnitude 7.8 earthquake that struck off Mindanao this morning. But it is already the strongest earthquake to hit the country this year. As of the latest figures from the Office of Civil Defense, at least 19 people have been killed, 134 others are injured, and several remain missing, with the worst-hit areas concentrated in Sargen or Region 12 and parts of the Davao region. The quake triggered more than 130 aftershocks, including one measuring magnitude 6.7. Significant damage has been reported across General Santos City, which is a major economic hub in southern Mindanao, including the collapse of commercial establishments, damage to schools, homes, and key transport links. General Santos Airport, the primary gateway to southern Mindanao, was also temporarily closed, disrupting flights and travel today. Earlier, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered all relevant agencies to mobilize immediately. While today is supposedly the opening of the school year, classes have been suspended across affected areas in Mindanao. The Department of Education says more than 6,000 schools and 3.2 million learners were exposed to the quake and its aftershocks. It said structural engineers have been deployed to inspect school buildings before classes can resume. And a tsunami warning was also issued this morning after waves of up to 1.4 meters were recorded in several coastal communities, but the government has lifted the warning this afternoon.
Mariejo, just as one would have greatest need for infrastructure, health and transport links, as you mentioned, they are suffering damage from this very powerful earthquake. Is that the biggest challenge that emergency responders are facing at this point?
Yes, Weisu. I think the biggest challenge right now is reaching and assessing all affected communities while dealing with aftershocks and damaged infrastructure. As early as this morning, rescue teams were responding to reports of collapsed buildings in General Santos City and other hard-hit areas. But cracked roads, damaged bridges, and power outages are also complicating operations. We spoke to some residents in the region who said they were out of phone signal and power connection until an hour ago. Authorities are also trying to verify casualty figures and locate those who are still reported missing. Another major concern is public safety. The number and strength of the aftershocks recorded also create a constant risk of further structural collapses across the region. And at the same time, government agencies are working to inspect thousands of schools, prepare evacuation centers and relief supplies, and support affected families across several regions in Mindanao. So this is really a large-scale disaster response, with General Santos City being placed under state of calamity. But officials continue to urge residents to remain vigilant and avoid damaged structures as rescue and recovery efforts continue.
Thanks, Mariejo Ramos for CNN with that update live from Metro Manila.